Did your parents teach you the same thing? Go to school, study hard, score well, and then get a good job? If yes, then you are not alone. Every parent tells their children this. And school? Were you taught anything about earning money there? Probably not. In most schools, we are not taught about money, neither how to earn, nor how to save, nor how to invest. And this is the reason why we are not able to understand the path to financial freedom, even after growing up. But there are some people who are taught all this from childhood. There is a rich dad who gives the real understanding of money to his children. And there is a poor dad who only advises a degree and a job. Robert Kiyosaki had both in his life, and both showed him completely different paths. Namaste, friends. I am Sonu from Book Bytes AI, and today you are going to listen to the real lessons from the world's most popular personal finance book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, in our engaging audiobook journey. In 20 minutes we will explore a new way of thinking about money, the mindset to become rich, and everything that schools never taught us. So let's start this interesting journey, where we will learn how to use money, not earn it. Lesson 1. Rich people don't work for money. The year was 1950. Two 9-year-old boys, Robert and Mike, roamed the streets with big dreams. They had only one dream, to become rich. But how? They had no idea. One day, they thought, why not make money themselves? And then, the scientific experiment of making coins by melting empty toothpaste tubes began. The result? Failure. But the spirit was still alive. Then he thought, let's ask our father how to become rich. Robert asked his father, and the answer he got was the same old one. Study, get good marks, and then get a good job. This is what society teaches, that a job is the way to wealth. But this advice is as common as it is incomplete, because by doing this, you will keep working hard all your life, and the real earnings will keep going into the pockets of others, the government, the bill collector, and your boss. Robert's poor dad was pushing him into the same race that today he calls the rat race, where people work all their lives just to survive, but the dream of riches remains just a dream. But Mike's father, who became Robert's rich dad, taught him something different. He offered Robert, if you work for me, for just 10 cents an hour, I'll teach you about money. A few weeks later, Robert exploded with anger. You exploited me. It's been so long, you haven't taught me anything about money. And that's where Robert learned his first real lesson. Life pushes you, and working for money doesn't make you rich. Rich people don't work for money. So then, how do they get rich? Is it by stealing? Is it by winning a lottery? No, they learn to make money work for them. And that was the beginning of Robert's financial awakening. Lesson 2. Educate yourself about finances, identify real assets, and invest in them. At the end of the last chapter, you heard that rich people don't work for money. So the question was, how do they get money? Do they steal? Do they win the lottery? No, the real answer is very different. Rich people make money work for them. They don't spend a portion of their income, but invest it in a place where the money grows on its own. That is, they buy assets. Now it is very important to understand what an asset is. Mike's father, aka Rich Dad, one day sat Robert and Mike down and explained it in very simple terms. An asset is something that puts money in your pocket, and a liability is something that takes money out of your pocket. Now think, is a house an asset? The answer might surprise you. No. Because if you have taken a house on loan, then for the next 30 years, money will keep coming out of your pocket every month in mortgage, tax, and maintenance. That means it is a liability, not an asset. Rich Dad said a golden line. If you want to be rich, identify real assets and buy them. But if you keep buying liabilities throughout your life, you will never be able to become rich. Now think, a poor person's income goes straight into rent, ration, and tax. A middle-class person's income goes into paying EMIS, credit cards, school loans, and other debts. But a rich person, he has assets, like rented property, dividends from the stock market, or recurring income from business. which keep making money for him continuously. This is why the rich keep getting richer, because their money makes more money. Now remember one thing for sure. If you keep your liabilities and expenses low, then invest the money that is left in assets. Then see, your money will also start working for you. And one day, you too will become rich. Lesson 3. Mind your own business. Make money for yourself, not your employer. Lesson 6. Get yourself a financial education by following 3 steps. Assess your current situation, set financial goals, and finally build the financial intelligence to reach them. You can start your journey to personal wealth at any point in life, but the earlier you start, the better. Think about it. If someone starts in their 20s, they have more time and more opportunities to get rich than someone starting in their 30s. But no matter what the age, the 3 steps to start are always the same. Step 1. Take an honest look at your current financial situation. Step 2. Set some realistic goals for yourself. Step 3. And then gain the financial knowledge that will get you there. First, assess your expenses and income. How much income do you have right now? What can be your realistic earning in the coming years? That new Mercedes that you never tire of praising may be a distant dream for now, but it is not wrong to have a dream. Just have a plan to. First business, he paid his friend's sister to rent out comic books. Kids would come, read the comics, and the money would go into Robert's pocket. Someone else was doing the work, and Robert was earning. Later, Robert also worked in big companies, Xerox, Standard Oil, etc. But his real strength was his mindset. My salary is just a means to buy assets. The real wealth will come from there. Every dollar he invested in assets was treated like an employee. This dollar will work for me 24/7 and make money even when I am sleeping. Sounds dreamy, right? But this is not a fantasy. This is a mindset. If you want to be rich, you need to adopt this mindset. Your job won't make you rich, but the right assets bought from your job can. The lesson is clear. Keep your profession and your business separate, because wealth can come from only one, and that is your own business. Lesson 4. By understanding the tax code and the legal system, the rich stay one step ahead of the systems designed to rein them in. When Robert was in school, he loved the story of Robin Hood, the brave thief who stole from the rich and gave it to the poor. With him were his merry men, a band of rebels who fought against injustice. Robert thought this was a heroic story, but Rich Dad thought it was the story of a thief, not a hero. Rich Dad said, "People who think like Robin Hood gave birth to a tax system that appears to be in favor of the poor, but actually kills the middle class." Think about it. The government says it will collect taxes from the rich and give it to the poor. But Rich Dad told him that the real burden is borne by the middle class. Why? Because the rich have the tools and the system to avoid taxes. And the most powerful tool is the corporation. When an individual earns, first tax is deducted, then he spends from what is left. But a corporation first spends salaries, travel, investments, and then tax is levied on what is left. Imagine if this were to happen to your salary too. First you spend, then tax is levied on what is left. This is the system that saves the rich from the tax net. And that's not all. When you form a corporation, your personal assets are also secured. If a common man gets trapped in a loan, then the house is sold, things are confiscated, bankruptcy has to be declared. But what if a corporation fails? Then the owners only lose the money they have invested. Their house, car, furniture, everything is secure. Robert learned, those who understand the system stay ahead of the system. They read the tax code, understand the legal frameworks, and exploit these loopholes to protect themselves. The key lesson from this chapter: don't blame the system, understand it. And if you want to be smart, learn to think like the rich, because the rich don't. Change the system. They master it. Lesson 5. Most of us aren't given financial education. Let's go back to the story of Robert Kiyosaki. When Robert and his friend Mike were still kids, Their rich dad took them under his business mentorship. He would make them sit in meetings with his banker, lawyer, and accountant. No textbooks, no homework. Just real-world money and business rules. Slowly, both the boys learned what school never teaches. But a problem also arose. Now that they had learned real financial strategies, school started to seem boring. There they were being taught, work hard, get good marks, and one day you will become rich. But no one told them how important financial literacy is. That is, understanding money, growing it, and managing it. Yes, children are not taught what saving is, how to invest, and what compound interest is. And the result? Even high school students today have maxed out their credit cards. And it's not just kids. Highly educated people, MBA or engineer, make poor decisions about money. Retirement planning, pensions, investment. More than 50% of people in the US are working without a pension. And the rest, 75%, have poor or wrong planning. This is what Robert's rich dad said. School teaches you how to earn money, but you have to learn how to save, grow, and understand money yourself. And this is where the key to this chapter comes in. Educate yourself financially. Create a financial strategy for yourself. Because if you don't learn the rules of money, you will always live in a system created by others. Lesson 6. Get yourself a financial education by following 3 steps. Assess your current situation, set financial goals, and finally build the financial intelligence to reach them. You can start your journey to personal wealth at any point in life. But the earlier you start, the better. Think about it. If someone starts in their 20s, they have more time and more opportunities to get rich than someone starting in their 30s. But no matter what the age, the 3 steps to start are always the same. Step 1. Take an honest look at your current financial situation. Step 2. Set some realistic goals for yourself. Step 3. And then gain the financial knowledge that will get you there. First, assess your expenses and income. How much income do you have right now? What can be your realistic earning in the coming years? That new Mercedes that you never tire of praising may be a distant dream for now, but it is not wrong to have a dream. Just have a plan to turn it into reality. Let's come to goal setting. Suppose you decide, I will buy my Mercedes in 5 years. Robert's wife, Kim, did the same. Waited for 4 years and then bought a Mercedes by earning from her rental properties. That is, make a goal and learn the real skills to achieve it. Now the third and most powerful step, increase your financial intelligence. If you are afraid of rejection, then work in a network marketing company for some time. The salary may be low, but the sales skill, courage to talk to people, and confidence you will gain will help you throughout your life. In your free time, read books on finance, attend seminars, and meet people who are already financially smart. So let's repeat it once again. 1. Assess your current situation honestly. 2. Set realistic and measurable goals. 3. And then level up your financial knowledge. Day is not far when a shiny Mercedes will be parked outside your house. And more valuable than that, a financially independent life will be waiting for you. Lesson 7. Financial intelligence and courage allows the rich to invent money in any situation. Do you know what makes the biggest difference in making money? Brain power? No, it's courage. The real thing is that people who have the courage to take risks get ahead in the world. Call it chutzpah, guts, audacity, or just plain courage. This quality is always seen in rich people. Why? Because if you don't overcome your fears, you'll just pass by the big opportunities in life. Educated and smart people often struggle financially because they fear societal disapproval. And the fear of losing money prevents them from investing in stocks or assets. But Rich Dad taught Robert and Mike that financial intelligence equals knowledge plus courage. Both of these set the rich apart. Rich people see an opportunity, take a risk, and run with it. It may seem like they're just having a lucky break, but in reality, they invented their own luck. Robert and Mike learned a real-world lesson from Rich Dad's meetings. It takes courage, not just hard work. When you combine knowledge with courage, Every challenge becomes an opportunity, and you can almost invent money. Lesson 8. Instead of playing it safe, try investing your money in stocks, bonds, or tax-lien certificates. Now we understand the real meaning of risk. When you put your money to work, instead of just keeping it in the bank. Keeping money in a basic checking or savings account is absolutely safe, but it does not give you much return. Taking risk means investing your money in places where you can get a big reward. 1. The first door to the stock market. The more you rise, the more likely you are to get returns. Stocks and bonds, these are more risky than a bank account, but the returns are also much higher. Sometimes a stock can go up intermittently, even in a single day. 2. Alternative investments. If you are afraid of stocks, try real estate or tax lien certificates. Interest rates range from 8% to 30%. The average savings rate in 2013 was just 21%, so low. 3. High return equals to high risk. If you don't take risks, you won't be guaranteed a high return. In stocks, you may lose your entire investment at one end, but if you are smart, after taking that chance, the reward is huge. You see, risk is the door that leads you to a big reward. And this is the advice that Rich Dad always gave: think big, take big risks, and get big returns. So these were our 8 important lessons learned from Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Remember, this is the same advice that laid the foundation for Kiyosaki's success today, a success that has earned him a fortune of nearly $100 million. Does that strike you again? Great. So let's take a quick look at the summary. The first lesson was, the rich don't have to work for money. If you re stuck in the rat race your whole life, you'll be making someone else rich, but not yourself. Your boss's purse will be full. So what's the alternative? This was the second lesson. Get your finance education, identify your real assets and invest in them. Stick to the third lesson, which is keep your regular job, cut expenses, but keep a side business going that makes money for you. The fourth lesson was, understand the tax system well, because this is what rich people do and take advantage of it to save their money. The fifth lesson was, you need chutzpah to make money. If you have this courage, you can recognize any opportunity and invent money in every situation. Finally, the sixth lesson was, work is for learning, not just for earning. Leave specialization, learn with a broad perspective, so that you can become strong in every field. So these were the 6 lessons that took Robert Kiyosaki to the heights of success. Do you also want to start your financial journey?